Tonight, a new report finds that extra costs resulting from President Trump's tariffs will cost the average American family an additional $3,800. The Yale Budget Lab also finding those who make the least will be hit the hardest by those increased costs. Still, President Trump and his team say the tariffs are already helping the economy, as Christine Frizzell reports.
President Trump not backing down on his mission to project optimism about the U.S. economy. In a 2 a.m. post writing, 1 year ago our country was dead. Now it's the hottest country anywhere in the world. His top advisors touting his policies like a universal tariff on all imports, including higher ones for countries with which there is a trade deficit, as the reason for celebration.
The status quo, where we keep making things overseas because we can do it a little bit cheaper in the short run, that is not preferable to having that investment and employment here in the United States.
But recent days have brought snapshots of a far different economy. GDP numbers showing a slowdown in growth, inflation numbers rising, and a Friday jobs report showing a decrease in net hiring, especially when it comes to manufacturing, sending the stock market plummeting.
When you raise tariffs on steel, for example, yeah, there's some people who work in the steel industry, but there are 50 times as many who work in industries like the automobile industry who are now going to be much less competitive.
Shoppers, including those buying for back to school who may not have felt the pain yet, may soon. Major companies like Adidas, Procter & Gamble, and Black & Decker just announced they'll be among those raising prices to offset the cost of tariffs. Still, one benefit is hard to ignore: the revenue that's already come in from these tariffs, about $152 billion through the end of July. That's about double the $78 billion collected during the same time last year.
We have 8 deals that cover about 55% of world GDP with our biggest trading partners, the EU and Japan and Korea and so on. And I expect that those matters are more or less locked in.
The president's new tariff policies were set to kick in last Friday, but will instead go into effect this coming Thursday, August 7th. That's to give U.S. Customs and Border Protection a little extra time to make necessary changes to be able to collect those duties on goods. I'm Christine Frizzell reporting.